Now, I know some of y'all that watch this channel regularly is like, here he go again with these theories and these ideas, but chill. Yeah, let a brother cook real quick. I know, just like everybody knows, Clipse is a duo. But if you ask me, they're at their peak. They are at their best when they have that third group member. When they have that third band member behind them ones and twos, they are unstoppable, and it has been proven yet again. Where I got this concept and what I got this idea from is when I was crafting this tweet here. In this tweet, I said, standing ovation to P, Malice, and Pusha. What we all experienced yesterday was nothing short of magical. 24 hours felt like a week. Months of building up paid off so well, it felt like hip hop reparation. It was deeper than just an album. I say we make July 11th National Clipse Day, and I still stand by that, man. What Clipse did throughout this few months and delivering on Let God Sort Them Out was nothing short of magical. I still am in like this hip hop heaven. I feel as though I reconnected with a lost ancestor. That sauce or that thing that you've been missing, but you don't know how to explain it.
Look at me post Armageddon, walking with my dog, I am legend.
Finally comes back and you like, this is the one. Yes, like yes, that Leo thing. In the tweet, it says standing ovation to P, Malice, and Pusha. But in the picture, I have just Malice and Pusha. And it really started making me think, like, damn, like P is an artist. I automatically started thinking about like Run DMC and how way back in the early days, a rap group definitely had the DJ in it. Justin Hunt's album that got him into hip hop is He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper by Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. Jazzy Jeff ain't say not a word on them things. And he probably did if he did. I gotta go listen to that again. I remember I did an all like 80s listen through of all like the 80s classical albums you had to listen to, but he really wasn't rapping like that. Why can't Pharrell be technically a member when he's singing on some of it, he's producing on some of it? He might be doing most of the work to make the project. You get what I'm saying? Doing the engineering, the mix, the mastering, all of that good stuff. Pretty sure there's somebody engineering, mastering, but I'm pretty sure Pharrell is in there cooking them beats up, coming up with them hooks, coming up with them concepts. He's putting in the work just as much, if not more, than other group members. Why can't he technically be considered a group? Pharrell was going to be a part of a group called Child Rebel Soldier with Lupe, Kanye, Pharrell. That was going to be a thing.
From the CRS, LOL, and that you haters. Mr. West, turn that new Child Rebel. Yes, the Enzo is still black like Sojourner.
Pharrell is an artist. Look at it. Pharrell solely produced Let God Sort Them Out by himself. Now, historically, somebody right now is probably like, how y'all forgetting Chad? How y'all forgetting about the Neptunes? They did their albums. Well, if you look at it, the Clipse have 4 studio albums. 2002, Lord Willing, which was produced by the Neptune, Chad and Pharrell, right? Then you have Hell Have No Fury, which Pharrell is accredited to have been producing Hell Have No Fury completely alone. He was featured on 2 different tracks, like an actual he was featured there, and then he provided vocals for 5 different tracks on Hell Have No Fury. So from the beginning, he's been putting in that work. But hold on, we got another album Till the Casket Drop, their last album before the one that they released this weekend. It was actually produced by the Neptunes and other people. Let me do the numbers actually. So out of 8 projects, Pharrell has solely produced 2 of them by himself. And if he is included with the Neptunes, you can add those in. He did Hell Have No Fury by himself, Let God Sort Him Out by himself. Then you got Till the Casket Drop, which he was featured on. He was a producer on, wasn't by himself, but he was there, so that counts. And of course you have the Re-Up Gang stuff. The Neptunes didn't produce for that. I think the Neptunes produced for Volume 1, We Got It For Cheap, but Volume 2 was DJ Drama. Yeah, Volume 1 and Volume 2 was produced by the Neptunes of We Got It For Cheap, and the third one was produced by DJ Drama. Pharrell has been with them at every album they had. I don't know what he did on the DJ Drama produced one, but I'm pretty sure that was just more so probably DJ Drama just screaming in the background, but who knows? If I look at it, Pharrell has been the only sole producer multiple times on a Clipse project, and he's always featured. He's always on the hook. He's always on the chorus. You don't go far on a Clipse project and don't find Pharrell. Pharrell is always there. 2 out of their 4 studio albums is solely produced by Pharrell. And if you ask me, that's when they've been at their best. They'll Have No Fury and now Let God Sort Them Out. And some people, Rob Markman, who's had the album since May, says and believes that this may be their best body of work. So if you look at it, Pharrell has been there. Every time the group is at the highest level, Pharrell is right there. He got them on LV. They're doing runways together. Pharrell looks more like Phil Jackson, right? He looks more like Rick Rubin right now. But I'm pretty sure when in the studio and when they building these things, they're the group. They lived in Paris together. And the one thing that showed me that they're better as a group, that they're better as a trio, was the fact that, for one, they did a bunch of radio, right? They did a bunch of interviews. They did a bunch of radio. They did a bunch of activations. They did a bunch of interviews. They did a bunch of stuff. My little rollout, how to do a good real rollout, they did everything.
We
You know, the game goes how it.
I think whatever it was.
Back to a time.
I'm not even looking at
The cheek, you'll die after us.
They did everything plus more. It was so much that I had to like tweet like, yo, what's the best interview? Because there's so many interviews out there. One person was like the Joe Budden one. And I like Joe Budden, but I feel as though when they do album rollout interviews, it's never really good. I feel as though it's always best for people to go to Joe Budden when they just want to have a casual conversation. Wale just went up there. I think he looked really good. You go look at the Herbert interview he did with Absol. It kind of was counterproductive because there was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of negativity there. I'm pretty sure Joe Budden knew that because Joe Budden used it as like a Patreon thing. I don't think he put it out to the public for a while. I wasn't going there. And then the next person was like, yo, you should do of course you should do the Complex of Pharrell. Now in the back of my mind, my subconscious, yes, that's where I was going to go. But I wanted to see what people were thinking and what people were saying. And when you watch this Complex, kind of like an album first listen and reaction with a Pusha T, when you see Pusha T, Malice, and Pharrell, it just gels.
Polish this. Yeah. You have no idea the way we polish this. You can eat off these songs.
It just feels better. This feels like the best way to get them talking about the album and the things involved in it and how it mirrors to their life right now.
Open the sunroof, wave to my father.
And hearing Pharrell's piece and talking about Louis and just talking about Virginia, everything here, they work together well. Like this works as a trio for me better than just the duo. I think the Pharrell thing is just like, I don't know. When Pharrell works with Clipse to me, it humanizes him. It shows him that he's ours. Oftentimes, guys like Pharrell, you know, even like Will Smith, you know, when you hit a certain stature and when you hit a certain status, especially as a black person, it feels as though, man, dang, that's not ours no more. That's theirs. And then they start dressing different. They start wearing them funny hats. They start making songs like Happy. They start doing the Despicable Me soundtracks. And I'm just joking. I love Pharrell. They just start getting different money. You feel as though they lose connection to hip hop. He has still managed with his celebrity status to keep it very hip hop, where oftentimes it feels as though the Michael Jacksons and the Princes of the world. So when Prince performs with a Kendrick, or when Michael Jackson is seen with Jay-Z and doing songs with Heavy D, it's the exception. It's not the rule. You get what I'm saying? So to see a megastar like Pharrell still keep it very hip hop overall, and if you look at the differences in interviews, that one felt real. It felt organic.
People feel like they age out. And I do understand that for some people. But man, to God be the glory that we get to wake up and still feel this way about this.
Grandmama could see it. I be
There was somebody in the back like making sure they stay on track and asking more interviewing questions. But yo, you can just tell that they're brothers. You can tell that they're together. They're solid. You know, they from VA. They from VA, and them VA boys are very creative and they're different. It's not the South, but it is the South. And you can just see that all over them, right? You can just see the years of camaraderie. You can see the fact that those guys are representations of, when they look in each other's eyes, they know that their story is real. They know that it's real, and they know that they deserve to be there. It's always good when you make it with the homies, because y'all know y'all deserve to be there. When you make it and then you start switching up, you lose sight of who you are, because you forget what you came from. You start to believe that you are this thing. Those three being together, they remind each other of what they truly are in their essence, and that's lucky. That's blessed. That's talented. That's gifted. That's anointed.
We're not competing against nobody except our 16-year-old selves.
And you can see that. I love them three together, man. Pharrell, he puts them on. He puts them in position. Fashion shows, right? Those are dark-skinned brothers. They got them at fashion shows. I mean, which works for fashion, because if you go like Europe-centric fashion has a lot of dark-skinned, like African people and shit like that. He be putting them on, playing their music. I think it was his idea to get the Kendrick verse.
Gentlemen and gangsters connect. The agenda, her mind. Move niggas up out of here. This shit.
When I look at them as a trio. I see them as a trio now. I don't see them as a duo. I see them as a group. I see them as Jam Master Jay, right? If you look at it, way back in the days, you had Jam Master Jays and all the DJs used to, you know, they a group. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, right? They were a group. I think it was Vlad that says Jay Electronica is a group between Jay-Z and Jay Electronica.
That Jay Electronica is actually the name of a group that consists of Jay-Z and a rapper named Electronica.
I think Electronica, I don't know what that would be, but I think that they would say that like they're a group. And even if they're not, when they're together, they should be called something, right? Like Kanye was trying to call Jay-Z and himself the Throne. You know, Kids See Ghost is between Cudi and Kanye, right? I like when people do that. It's something different. I like this, man. I like that Pharrell is still grounded in who he are and what he is. I'm glad that he's still focused on making that sound. That sound is amazing. He was the sauce to this. He was the universal solvent. He was the water to this. He was the everything. He was the base, basically. Let me say that. He was the base. He was the thing. He was the glue that kept this all together. And if you ask me, Malice went crazy. Pusha went crazy. Malice and Pharrell went stupid. We've been hearing Pusha for a while, and I think, honestly, give like my album thoughts on that, like early, this may be the least I've liked hearing Pusha's rapping. I don't know if Malice just does it better, but I think Malice washed him, and it wasn't close. The more I'm listening, the more the standout moments from the rapping portions is from Kendrick and Malice. Kendrick, Malice, and Tyler. Amazing. But I just wanted to kind of give that out there. What y'all think? You know what I'm saying? What say you? You let me know in the comment section, man. Child Rebel Soldier was a thing. Why can't Clipse include Pharrell? Or should it be Pharrell in the Clipse? Right? Should that be it? Pharrell in the Clipse. Pusha T and Malice. Bricks, drugs, crack, and coke. Coke and crack. Coke and crack. I can see Pharrell being like coke and crack. And in the water whipping it back. It's coke and crack. Put it down and
Stop it. Get some help.
I love the album. That's what I just want to say. And I look at them as a trio now. I look at them as a trio, and I want to hear them work together more so than any other producer. So that's just my offering for today. What say you? How are you feeling about the album? Do y'all see what I'm saying? Clipse definitely is a trio. I'm saying it July 11th. July 11th should be Clipse Day, not international, national, whatever. It should be Clipse Day. That's my thoughts. That's my opinion. Like I said, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Comment, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a video. Donate to this Cash App right here. The link is also in the description. Help the channel out. Appreciate it. Anything helps. $1, $2, $3. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And if you want to further help the channel and become a family member here, join to be a part of the Good Readers Club. Link is in the description, or you can hit the join button if that is an option available to you. Let God sort them out. Whew. Thank you, Pharrell, Malice, Pusha. Thank you, Rock Nation. Also, thank you. We appreciate you taking on that responsibility and pushing that music to the forefront. Let's do it. Peace.